Hey, my name's Kian Z. I'm an intuitive artist, otherwise known as a psychic, and I'm the owner of GenerationXIE.net. This is me and my website because I don't have the technology to put a caption on in the video. So that's who I am. And I'll give you another sign to illustrate the purpose of this video. Steve Mattus is awesome. I worked with Steve over the past 8 months or so. I was part of a program with him, one-on-one coaching, to help me develop my business. And before I started working with Steve, I knew that I wanted to go into psychic work full-time. I had a full-time job, and I was doing it on the side, doing it here and there at fairs, one-on-one, and pulling in about $500 or so a month at a very inconsistent rate, change here and there. And I felt, how am I going to make this a career when I can't consistently pull in enough money? I really have no idea what I'm doing, especially on the business side of things. I like to work with people. I work with feelings and creative stuff. I'm not really a business person, although I wanted to be. And that's kind of how I saw it. I was like, how do I reach enough clients to build this into a successful, sustainable business? And when I came across Steve and his work through Heart of Business, I was really inspired by the way he approached things with a very direct attitude. Like, this is just how it works. This is business. But it was so relational and emotional at the same time. And I thought, that's something that I can get my mind around. When people talk about business and this is how you're supposed to do things, like, this is how you're supposed to market, this is the language you're supposed to use, these are the kind of offers you should do, and they're telling you, like, this, that, and the other, it doesn't always fit. And I would find that when I saw people's suggestions and ways of how to do things, I didn't always relate, and I was like, that's not really going to work for me. Steve has got some very specific approaches that are personal to him, but his main idea that I got out of working with him one-on-one was that business is all about relationships. It's all about building trust with your clients, and that doesn't always happen in the short term. Sometimes you have to build a long-term relationship. And the first thing that he did with me is we sat down and we talked about, how am I going to get people into relationship with me for the long run so we can give them time to build trust, get to know me and my services, and start to understand what it would be like to work with me. And that's something that might not always happen right away. It'll happen on occasion right away. People will see me and want what I have. But the vast majority of my clients will actually come to me and start paying for my services after they've started developing the trust, after they've taken a good amount of time to really get to know me and what I really have to offer on the inside. So Steve taught me how to develop that trust and how to put myself out there in a way that isn't going to break my back, isn't going to just totally drain me, but just very gently allows people to see who I am and develop a type of intimacy and relationship that honestly I was actually kind of scared of. One thing that I learned working with Steve was that I'm actually afraid of intimacy, and that's a personal life issue, but it translates to business. And when you go into business, when you work for yourself, especially when it's something that's your heart's passion, you're going to come up against some very vulnerable emotional and relational issues, and you need to address those if you're going to be successful. So it's not all about this hard and fast, we're just going to plow ahead and power through this. When you're working in business and it's really all about your heart, it's something that you really, really love to do and really love to help others about, it becomes a relationship. It becomes an emotional journey. It becomes a journey not just in your mind or in your external strength, but it becomes an inner journey as well. And Steve is there to help with both sides of the equation. He helps with, what do you do on the outside? What's the language you can use to market? What are some techniques you can use? But he also deals with what's going on the inside that is blocking you from building those relationships with clients. And I just love the progress that I was able to make. Before I started working with Steve, I had very little put together. I had a website, but it didn't feel cohesive. I didn't really have a good plan about how I was going to attract and keep clients. After I finished working with Steve, after 6 months, I had a step-by-step plan for how I would introduce clients to my work, build that relationship over time, and eventually get them into a place where they were paying for my services and telling all their friends about it because they loved it so much. It felt so amazing to have a cohesive path that my clients could walk on when they decided to start learning about me and eventually working with me. So I'm so thankful for that, because Steve is all about the systems and the structures. He's all about building a system that can create stability for you. And I'm definitely gotten to a place where not only have I doubled the income that I have coming in through a lot of hard work and perseverance, among the blessings that I've gotten through no will of my own, but making that cohesive path that my clients can walk on, it feels so much more stable. And it feels like now I can start to move in the direction of making it a part-time job, and soon it will be a full-time job. I no longer have a paycheck. I am piecing it together with a couple of different businesses that I run, but I feel so much stronger in my intuitive arts business, and I would recommend, highly recommend, working with Steve. If the work that you want to do is really on your heart, involves helping others, and is about relationships, because he really helps to bring out those parts of business, which I feel like are the most important parts of business. We're all here to help each other. If you really want to help people and you want to make that into something stable that can provide for you, Steve is your man. So he's a business coach. He works through Heart of Business and also independently. So I highly recommend you reach out to him in whatever venue is available to you.